welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Nicole. I'm a 33-year-old cash budgeter in Virginia, and I'm currently a stay-at-home mom to two littles. I am on a journey to become debt-free and just become more financially stable. And if that is content that sounds interesting to you, or if you would like to follow along on this journey to help keep me accountable and cheer me on, that would be amazing. I would love it if you could stick around, like this video, leave me a comment below, and subscribe. Alrighty, so today we are going to be doing a September budget, and I am going to try and do things a little bit differently. We're basically going to be doing the budget by paycheck method, which is what I do for all of our paychecks. But I had not found a great way to be able to show that process without sharing too much of our information because my husband is still a little weary about what I share on this channel. So we are going to do a budget by paycheck for the month of September for our bills, but I'm not going to share what our income actually is going to be, but I will share, I roughly know how much our bills are that I typically do every pay period. So we'll just see how I look at our bills for the month and plan everything out. So let's get to September. And this is just the Happy Planner. I've taken a lot of the pieces out and just kind of made it a little bit slimmer. I've gone ahead and written in our bills just so they were on the correct dates and everything. Now we need to go in and mark our paydays. So my husband does get paid bi-weekly, and he got paid on the 28th. I think it was the last Thursday of August was his last payday. And I'm of course filming this and doing this very late, but I feel like that is just kind of the theme of my videos right now. I cannot seem to get caught up and stay caught up. But his next paychecks are going to be the 11th and the 25th. And then I have started getting Etsy paychecks. So I just want to make a little note for my own paychecks this month as well, I think. Um, so I am just going to mark it. I'm missing some of my stickers. Let's see. These payday stickers are from, let me get them back out. These are from Sweet Bunny Blessings. And then I also have a smaller version from Plush Planning, and that is also on Etsy. So right now I have it set up that my Etsy pay is going to be every Monday, and then I had a bunch of orders in August that are cycling through. I don't do my Etsy on like a monthly launch type thing yet because I'm still obviously getting established. So I am keeping it on a weekly basis just while I get caught up, because if you've been watching my videos, I know I've shared that I do, or I've been using, oh, wow, I had a lot of those. I've been using a um, like business credit card for my Etsy expenses, and those I really want to get that paid off. So right now I want to get paid through Etsy a lot quicker than if I was just going to be, banking the money or having more consistent orders. Okay, so those are what our paydays look like. Now we need to go in and color code. Um, I need to mark off, let's see. So this is the highlighter method. I think the budget mom is the one who shares about this all the time. And I know specifically that Steph from Steph's on a Budget also shares videos like this where she does the highlight method, and hers are probably much more organized than mine is going to be. If you would like to check out one that's kind of like inspired the, not inspired the video. I've been doing this type of pay method for, gosh, like at least 3 or 4 years now, but this is obviously the first video that I'm going to try and film it. So we are going to catch up September from August for the bills that, I thought I made a note somewhere. Okay, so we have, so everything before the 11th was going to be from our pay on the 28th. Most of these have already been paid. We are about a pay period ahead. Um, so those have all been paid, and technically, I have a little bit of money put aside for the next pay period as well. And normally I would do half my mortgage each payday. But I was going to try and do, instead of doing half my mortgage, I was going to actually do like all of our debt, try and pay all of our debt payments in like the beginning of the month. And that way, as I'm making like extra payments on them, it, feel like paying the debt payments early will help it be paid before like the statement closes and the interest hits and everything, to where I feel like that might be better. But in the adjustment period of trying to do that, it means my mortgage is technically potentially going to be paid a day late, which it's not considered late until the 15th, I believe, but they like it to them by the 10th before they start getting antsy. Um, so let's write this out. So let's see. Technically, like I said, I have about $1,000 that I've pulled. So let's write out what this would all look like. What is due? So these are just my little bubbles that I came up with to use. Let's scoot this out of the way a little bit. And basically all this is for like organizational purposes. It just visually helps me see the columns and I can like arrow things and all that. So on the 28th, these were the bills that we had to pay, and all of those have been paid. So now we need to look at the 11th and figure out what is going to be paid during that pay period. Make sure everything is in frame. And this is where it gets tough because it's either try and pay. I don't have enough for my mortgage right now, but I have enough to pay our debt payments. So I feel like I'm just going to have to deal with the fact that my mortgage is technically going to be paid one day late and know that it'll be fine. Typically, we don't pay it late. So let's see. What am I looking at here? Also, I had written that my gas bill was due on the 10th. It is actually due on the 12th. So let's switch that. I was wondering why. My gas bill fluctuates. It's due anytime within the 10th and the 13th typically. Um, so that's why that was not going to be included in our 28th pay period. So let's mark that off because all of that has been done for sure. So now for the 11th, we would be looking at mortgage, which we bought our house in 2016 and it's a small house. We paid next to nothing for it. So our mortgage is a pretty manageable price from other videos I see. I feel like my mortgage payment is literally almost half of of other people's mortgage payments. So we're not going to look at the credit cards right now. So my gas bill will be due. Right now, we're just going to look at our subscriptions and any like household bills or the auto bills that pull out. YouTube pulls out. We have YouTube TV right now for my husband. Our Wi-Fi, our pest control will take out. Our insurance will take out. So this pay period is a bunch of our autos, Netflix and our Amazon Prime. A jet is about to go by and I have my windows open. So if you hear that, I apologize. Owen is my son and we have a direct deposit that comes out for him. Okay, so these are everything that has to get paid or will get paid on the 11th paycheck. So let's scoot this up a little bit. Let's add all these up. My mortgage payment is $1,225. My gas bill right now is $104 because we did a budget plan, which I really want to get off. So I think I'm going to try and get off of it on this one, but I'm not sure. Paramount, I think, is like 13. YouTube is 73. Our Wi-Fi is 90. Pest control is 39. Our insurance is 155. Netflix is 18. Prime is 15. And my son's direct deposit is 25. So let's add all that up. Okay, sorry about that pause. I had to find my notes. But it looks like the 1757 is what it's going to be. Um, but now we need to make a note. Let's use purple. And it's the reason this number is a little bit off, in my opinion, is because of my gas bill. I think when I wrote this out originally, my gas was going to be paid with this paycheck, which it probably still can. Um, and if that's the case, then we are at 1653, which is a much nicer number. So now let's look at the 25th, and we are going to go into October, right? Or no, we need to look at debt. Okay, so then we have gas. Let's see. So let's back up now. And now we need to look at the things that I skipped. So my gas bill, we have our HVAC payment because we had to get a whole new AC and, sorry, let me move it. We had to get a whole new AC and furnace type situation. Um, Sorry, trying to make sure all of this is visible. Okay. Um, we have our Lowe's credit card, which we are paying off from when we bought our house and all the projects we have done to our house. We have a bank card, like a bank payment that we make because we have a bank credit card. We have a lot of credit cards, y'all. My American Express card, which was paid off, now it has a balance. Silver is a credit card, but we are going to asterisk this because it's paid off, but I need to make a payment because I need to make the last payment on it from something that went through recently, but I have that in cash in my sinking funds. Kohl's is the same thing. It is a store card that is paid off, just open account that I only use obviously if there's like a special promo, and that is paid off except for there is a payment that's due, and there's a payment that's due because I used it, but I have it in my sinking funds. My Chase card is my business card, and I know I'm making a $250 payment already to that card, but I need to also make like a minimum payment so that I'm not getting behind. But that is probably going to come out of my Etsy pay, so I'm also going to asterisk that. We have our loan payment. Not really sure where to write that. I guess down here. I'm running out of room. Our loan payment, and then credit one is also paid off, but it's one of those horribly annoying credit cards that I think it has like a monthly fee, and I need to call, or we just actually, credit one is the one that we just paid off not too long ago, and I think it has some interest, that the final interest payment on it. And then I think I'm actually going to call and close this card because it charges me like $8 a month or something. So unless I want to use it for a bill or something, either way, it's still going to be charging me $8 a month, if that makes sense. And that's not the type of credit card that I want. Um, this credit one card, I've had it for a very long time too, so I feel like it will probably affect my credit if I close it, but I'm not really sure how that works. So we'll just have to see. And then that is everything from the 25th. So now let's add up these payments. And let's see. So my gas bill, our HVAC payment is 130. We pay 145, I believe, a month to our Lowe's card. And we don't use our Lowe's card anymore. Like I said, we're just paying it off, but it has such a high interest that it's going to take forever. But when we moved into our house, we bought an older house, a fixer-upper, and there were things that needed to get done um, very quickly. So ended up getting a credit card to help with some of the costs for supplies and stuff like that. So now we are dealing with that. And we've obviously had to do things like throughout the years, and it's just gone on the Lowe's credit card. That is not one of our priorities right now, but it is in the back of my mind because that one is a biggie. Our bank payment, we pay 85. My American Express, I think is 50. These, like I said, we're not going to worry about those, but I will write those amounts in because I did make a note of that. The silver card is 30. Kohl's, I think, is like 44. And my Chase card, or no, Credit One, this one. Credit One is 39, is that accrued interest. That last payment for that card, and then it, like I said, should be paid off. The Chase card is going to come from my Etsy pay. So we won't worry about that either. So, oh, the loan is 160. Should have written this better so that they weren't all like falling off the bottom of the page here. Okay, so let's see what this is. 104, 130, 145, 85, 50, and 160. So that's 674. So now let's look in my bills binder, and we are going to see if we actually have that amount already put aside. Because if not, then that's where the issue comes from. And we won't be able to do any rollover. So my gas bill, I'm not worried about because I'm pretty sure I have that in my checking account. It just hasn't been paid yet, I think. So let's see. Care credit is not what we're looking at. This is paid. This is paid. This is paid. American Express, we need $50 and it has 20, 40, 50. Okay, so we have that one. So we can check that off. My Chase card is going to get paid with my Etsy pay, but I already do have money in here because we needed to make a furniture payment, and I have yet to do that, and that was of 250. So we have 51, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250. Okay, so we have an extra $50 in here that I must have put in there. So if we need an extra $50, we can come back over there to find it. Store cards. This is my Kohl's card. And it needed the 44, which is 20, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has that. So I already pulled that out of my kids sinking fund. I need to go and pull for this silver card. Lowe's needs 145. It has 120, 45. Here's my $100 star note, y'all. Isn't it so? It's so pretty. I don't want to get rid of it. I want to like find an extra $100 somewhere so I don't have to get rid of it. So we have that one. My Bay card needs 85. It has 50, 70, 85. We have that. Loan, 160. Okay, we have more than that here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 410 in here. So we definitely have the 160. There was a note. 200. Oh, my husband borrowed $200 out of here to pay for something for the new car that he bought. So he owes me $200, which then will be the rest of our flex payment down here. So he has time to pay me back for that. And then our HVAC payment is 130. We have 1, 20, 30. So we have that as well. So we are looking pretty good. Extra payment is, I believe, going to go towards my American Express as well. Was that all the ones we had to do? Yes, it is. Okay, so besides my gas bill, which if I have to pull some extra money for that from somewhere, I can. But like I said, I'm pretty sure I have that in my bank account and just haven't physically paid the bill. So let's go through and highlight all of these in yellow. Because, whoops, they were paid with that August 28th paycheck right there. I'm going to go ahead and highlight these just because I'm not going to highlight the Chase card because I know I have the cash for those pulled aside already. Oh, my credit one card. We didn't talk about that one. So I do need money for credit one. So we need to write this in over here. Credit one of the 39. Okay. And then the loan. And that's it. Okay. So there's that. So now let's look at everything for brown. Everything for the 11th. And we're going to use this brown color, and that's going to be mortgage, our Paramount subscription. That's pretty much just for my children. YouTube, Wi-Fi, pest control, insurance, Netflix, Prime, Owen, and credit one. So for this pay period, nothing is probably getting paid early, which is fine because most of those are all auto payments anyway. And once we actually get our official paycheck numbers, because my husband's paycheck does fluctuate a little bit, we can figure out a more, like if we have any extra that we can pay something early. So very quickly, now we can look at the 25th, which we are automatically going to start off with our, or I should say my student loan, because I still have a student loan that we're paying off. Care credit is our debt focus right now. And I know I didn't look at it when I pulled out my binder, but I do have $200 sitting in that to go towards that payment. So we can actually asterisk this one as well because I already have that payment. So we're going to add to that with our challenges. Flex is our flex line that we have. And this is our biggest payment, and it's $450, which I know we have some of that. I had all of it put to the side, but like I said, my husband took $200. So we owe $200 for that. Our cell phone, we'll take out, we have a Peacock subscription, which I only am keeping right now because I think we're on a promo for it being like $2. My husband wanted it to watch something, but once that $2 promo is up, I will probably cancel Peacock because we don't really use it. And then we do have the Disney bundle of Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN because we don't always have YouTube TV. We only have that during football season. So we just got YouTube TV back. Okay. When is the first paycheck of October? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 9th is going to be the next paycheck. So then we need to look ahead a little bit for October, which I haven't written out October yet. And that would also include the Apple and Kindle subscription, our utilities, and these three whopping credit cards. These three are big ones. These are after we get our care credit paid off. Um, these three are our focus right here because they are each $100 a month that we have to pay towards them, which is a lot. So let's add all of this up now. Hopefully you can see that. Yes. Okay. So student loan is 66. Care credit, like I said, we have that payment. Flex, I'm not going to put anything. I will just question mark it because as long as my husband pays me back, we have that payment put to the side already. Our cell phone is 127. Like I said, Peacock is $2 for now. Disney, I think is 17. My Apple and Kindle subscriptions are 15. Our utilities fluctuate, but I'm going to safely say 300-ish, maybe a little bit less. And these are just our electricity, water, and trash. They may be a little bit less than that, honestly, depending on our electric bill. Our water bill and our trash bill are pretty much the same every month, but obviously our electricity fluctuates based off our AC. And that should start trending down now that it's not blazing hot. But I will estimate 300 for now. Like I said, these credit cards are over $100 a piece. Okay, so that puts us at 857. And just for the sake of argument, let's see, our mortgage is due. Okay, so and we will go ahead, we'll just pull half our mortgage as well. Let's do 625. That's still a little bit low. Okay, what else can we look at? So we're saying the 9th of October is when we get paid. Let's add in our gas bill. We'll add in our gas bill and we can do our we'll do our bank payment. We'll do that. Oh, not 80, it's 85. Okay, that puts us at 1671, which sounds about right. So that is as far as we're going to go into October, just because, um, like I said, I haven't done my October spread yet, and I try only to go maybe 2 paychecks in advance for highlighting, just in case something changes or we make a mess, or not we make a mess. Oh my gosh, we have a mess. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. So let's do student loan. Care credit, I'm going to highlight it in orange just because I'm not actually going to make that payment until then, because I want to do one big payment for anything else I'm able to add to that. And we are interest free on our care credit until November, which is why that's our focus. Our flex payment, technically, we already have that. I actually want to highlight that in brown because I want to pay that a little bit early. Let's highlight that in brown to remind me to pay it during the 11th pay period. And then we have cell phone and these. Okay, so, sorry. I have my window open and I'm nosy and I heard a car pull up and I'm on edge because I think my husband is going to be getting off work early today and I don't want him like just barging in while I'm filming. But we now need to I need to make a color for Etsy. What color should I make Etsy be? It should probably be something pinkish, right? Should we do like really, really, really bright pink? And let's see. So I did get paid. Oh gosh, I don't know if I can do that. Okay, I think I just want to outline these in this pink color to just make them kind of stick out a little bit. And I'm only going to highlight those 3 because I know for a fact I am getting a paycheck for those, because I've either, like I said, I'm filming this late. Today's actually the 4th and I'm filming this. So I've already gotten this one. This one's already showing on my account. And then according to sales that I've made, I know I should get one on the 15th as well. So we'll just do that and then highlight this in that pink color, which doesn't match, but that's okay. So that is our bills breakdown. Now I'm going to pause and I'm going to make it pretty. I'm going to put our stickers in and make this pretty, and then we'll do any of our miscellaneous bills. So long pause for me, short pause for you. That took forever, and I'm not going to lie, I'm quite disappointed in my sticker options that I had for September. So we are, I guess, going with like a leafy fall theme, and that's just what it's going to have to be. So now we are going to look at, we are going to look at our debt focus, which is something I see Steph do over at Steph's on a Budget. And our debt focus is care credit. So we have that. And now we have a couple miscellaneous bills that I need to put here to try and work in as well. move this to the side. Okay, so first up, I know I have, or my daughter has, a cardiology bill, and we still owe 110.05 for that one. Most of these are medical bills, and it just never ends. Um, let's see. I have a lab for 34.30. Um, these stickers not being straight will drive me crazy as well. And then my husband has a lab for 15.25. And our insurance goes mid-year, like it resets. So it reset in July. So we are being hit with a bunch of bills from July and August because our deductibles reset. So now these are much higher than they should be. We owe, goodness, this is a big one. My son was going to speech therapy over the summer, and we owe $245.06 because they were only having us pay a certain amount per visit, and then they realized, oh, your insurance isn't paying as much as we thought they were. So now you owe all of that. And I was mad. And then let's see. And then I'm gonna make a sticker for OT because same thing. My son was also going to occupational therapy, and they called me the other day to let me know that I have a balance, but they did not send me anything yet, so I do not know what my balance is. They just told me that I was going to have a balance, so I'm sure that's going to be a couple hundred as well because I think it's like $100 a visit, or they said it was going to be like $90 a visit on top of what we had already paid, and I think he went like 5 times in the time frame that they're talking of. So we're going to have that as well. And then let's see, do I want to make any other notes? Gosh, this is looking a little chaotic. I do have a hair appointment. Let's see, on Saturday. Let's make a note of that. And I'm going to estimate about $200 for this. And then I know I have a dentist appointment at the end of the month, and they quoted me 75 for the day. But I'm going to have to pause you so I can look and see what day that is. So that dentist appointment is on the 29th. Okay. So this is what we are looking at for September. It's quite busy, but that's okay. And like I said, we did the highlight method, budget by paycheck, so that we could figure out our bills. And what I will do now is I will take these that we did, and I will then put them, I will do a actual paycheck budget using my printable. If things look a little bit different, it's because my husband decided to call me just now, and I'm, oops, I'm filming on my phone, and obviously he called me on my phone. So I actually just decided, let's go ahead and fill out these. You can move this to the side. Whoa. I need to get a map very, very bad. Okay, so this is going to be for the 11th. And we will have, let's see, paycheck, which I will be leaving blank. And then I am going to write Etsy because I will be paying a bill with my Etsy paycheck. And then what else? Okay, so household bills are going to be mortgage, our gas bill. I just like to write subs for all the subscriptions except for YouTube gets its own. It's a bigger one. Our Wi-Fi, pest control, insurance, and my son. Okay, and then we will need to probably do the debt payments. I'm going to leave blank for right now because I'm pretty sure I want to pay all of these early. And all of these were due during this pay period. So I will probably pay all of these, go ahead and pay all of these now since I have the money for them. And then the expenses that we have or that we keep is our grocery, gas, childcare, eating out, and our pet care, which is like pet food or dog food. So those are our like 5 expenses that we always do. Our sinking funds would be our personal spending. So my husband's personal spending, my personal spending. I always give my kiddos something. I like to do our household sinking fund and our health and baby. And then I also like to do, I'm missing something. Are those our main 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Off the top of my head, those are the main 5 that I'm going to write down. Oh, let's go ahead and write haircuts because I know it's going to be almost time for the boys to get their haircuts soon. So I want to make sure I put money there and probably need medical because we have those medical debts that we had, or not debts, but bills that we just wrote down as well as extra. So I will put that there as well. Okay, so there's that one. Oh, and then our savings challenges. We do our minis. We do our debt binder, my core savings, and then so I like to try and put money to my tinies and then actual savings. Okay, so there is that. And if for some reason I end up, oh, lies, lies, lies. Let's write Chase down. Let's write credit 1 down here because that interest, which was 38.81, and then let's also write my Chase card because I'm paying that with my Etsy. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it for that one. And then let's do same thing for this one, except this one is going to be primarily debt, it looks like. So we have student loan, care credit, pay our flex, cell phone, our subscriptions, our utilities, we're also paying gas, we can write that in, and then our big annoying credit cards. We're wanting to do half our mortgage and our bank credit card for that one. Okay, so there's those, and I will wait to fill this part in once we're a little closer because things can change. All right, so that is basically how I start off our process for our budget. And that is going to be everything for today's video. Like I said, I appreciate you guys sticking around and hanging out with me. Please leave me a comment below, like this video, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.